Okay, my dear students, today I am going to discuss 4 problems in just 1 or 2 minutes. That's it. Okay, so what are the 4 problems which are continuously asked in previous years? You can just see here. These are the questions which are continuously asked in previous years. Okay, so let us see the first question. It is 45 minus theta, 45 plus theta. Okay, so these are all called as complementary angles. In the second question also it takes 60 and 30. Here 30 is there, again 60 is there. Here also 30 and 60 are there. These two are called as complementary angles because if you add these two, that is 60 plus 30 is going to give 90. If sum of two angles are going to give you 90 degrees, then they are called as complementary angles. Okay, so whenever you throw the projectiles with complementary angles, their range is going to be same. If you throw with 30 degrees or if you throw with 60 degrees, heights may vary, but ranges are going to be same. You can just see the diagram which I have shown here. Range is going to be same if you throw a body with 60 degrees or 30 degrees in an oblique way. So whenever you see that complementary angles are there, one more example I can give for complementary angles, that is 15 and 75. So if you add 15 and 75, then also you're getting 90 degrees. Therefore, these two angles whose sum is going to be 90, if they are thrown with an oblique projectile, their range is going to be same. So in all these three cases, the answer is 1:1. The answer is 1:1. So in the first case, first problem 1:1. Okay. In the second problem, the range will be same. In the third problem also 1:1. In the fourth problem also 1:1. So today's session, this session is, my aim is to explain 4 problems in just less than 2 minutes. So I want to give the maximum stuff so that the students will enjoy physics, which is a very, very easy subject in this world, according to me. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, baby. My dear students, let us see this problem here. In this problem, he has taken 2 planets, 2 different planets. And from these 2 different planets, bodies are projected with different velocities. Let us take the first planet is Earth, the second planet is some other planet. If you observe here, on the Earth also the body is projected with the initial velocity of 5 meter per second, and in some other planet also the body is projected with a speed of 3 meter per second. But now he is asking us to find out what is an acceleration due to gravity of the planet, where the acceleration to gravity of the Earth is going to be 9.8. We all know about that. But how to find out the acceleration due to gravity of some other planet? What is the common thing which is given here? Velocities are different. Angles are going to be same. That's what I think. Yeah, angle is going to be same. Okay, then what is going to be same here? If you observe keenly, range is going to be same. Okay, and you all know the formula for range is, here I have written the formula for range, that the formula for range I have given here, that is R is equal to U square sine 2 theta by G. Range is common and sine 2 theta is going to be common. Then there is only one thing which is remaining here, that is G is directly proportional to U square. G is directly proportional to U square. So from this it is understood that G on the second planet, if you observe, G on the second planet by G on the first planet is equal to initial velocity of the second planet by initial velocity of the first planet whole square. Okay, going to be whole square. You all know G2 we don't know, we have to find out for the second planet. For Earth it is understood as 9.8, and which is equal to U2 by U1, that is 3 by 4, 3 by 5 whole square. So by simplifying this, you will get G2 as 3.5 meters per second. This is a simple method to solve the problem. Hope you have understood this one. Okay, my dear students, we are going to discuss a very simple method to solve this problem. I think physics, I want to make it very easy, very simple, and I want to prove that this is the subject which is super simple than any other subject in the world. I would like to prove that one now. You can just see here. Okay, meanwhile you can just see the solutions given in the books. So this is the lengthy solution given in the book. You can bypass this solution and do in fraction of seconds. How? So you can just observe here, velocity of A. Velocity of A he is asking us to find out. Velocity of A. Velocity of A to that of left is 10 meters per second. Okay. So what is the velocity here? This is taken as 10 meters per second. And he's asking us to find out the velocity of B. and velocity of B is this side, velocity of A is this side. That's it. Why do you do all this differentiation and integration? You can solve this problem in just fraction of seconds if you directly bypass some of the steps here. Now just see here. You can write now. Okay. How can you solve this problem now? You can just see here, no, right? This is going to be, according to the problem, this is going to be 60 degrees. You can just write tan 60 is equal to VB by 10. Here 10 it is given. Tan 60 is equal to VB by 10. And tan 60, you know, it is root 3. This is VB and this is 10. So VB can be taken as root 3 into 10. That's it. So if you take multiply root 3 into 10, okay, so around you'll be getting the answer as D option, that is 17.3. Hope you have understood this one. So this is a super simple method to solve this problem. Hope you have enjoyed this method. Thank you very much. Okay, my dear students, see this problem asked in previous years 2019 in Neet here. See, for all problems we can't tell short tricks. For some problems we need to explain from basics so that the concept will enter into your mind and heart. So let me start this topic with basics here. So now, whenever any particle is going in a what is said to be magnetic field, so let us imagine this is a magnetic field. So in this magnetic field, any particle enters in a magnetic field, there are two forces acting on the particle. One is towards the center, which is called as magnetic force. The other is called as centrifugal force. So what I mean to say is, there are two forces acting. One is said to be the magnetic force and the other is said to be the centrifugal force. These two forces balances the charged particle which is moving in a circular path. Therefore, magnetic force is equal to centrifugal force. So in this case now, you know, magnetic force is nothing but BVQ sine 90 here, whereas centrifugal force is mv square by r. Sine 90 is going to be 1 because it is tangentially moving with a radius tangent is making 90 degrees, so it is going to be 90 here. Then what is going to happen? See here, V gets cancelled. So what is left here? BQ is equal to P by R because mv is taken as P by R. So with this equation, it is understood that R is inversely proportional to charge. R is inversely proportional to charge. You all know that hydrogen charge is 1, mass is 1, whereas alpha particle, that is helium, charge is 2 and mass is 4 here. So with this, it is understood that by using this concept, we can write now R of hydrogen by R of alpha particle, that is charged helium, is taken as Q of helium by Q of hydrogen. Okay, so hydrogen, you can consider it as, okay, so charge of helium by charge of hydrogen. Helium is 2, hydrogen is 1. So your correct option is going to be the first option. Hope you have understood from basics. Thank you very much. My dear students, today I am going to discuss the most repeated questions in the latest years of 22-23 with a simple strategy. Okay, so you all know these type of questions are basic formulas are applied on these type of questions. Now how am I going to solve this problem? Let us see here now. So he's asking us two things here. One is, what is the maximum height? The other is, what is the velocity at the highest point? For these two type of problems, the basic concept is, here if he's asking us to find out the maximum height, you know the formula is, the basic formula, that is uy square by 2g. You know, in one dimension, you use the formula to find out the maximum height as u square by 2g. This formula, if you remember, you can apply the same formula here also, but the thing is slightly different is, instead of u square by 2g, you have write uy square by 2g, where ui is nothing but u square sine square theta by 2g. That's it. This formula, if you apply here, you can solve these two questions, that is 16th and 17th question can be solved here. Let me apply the formula and show you that u here it is given in the first, that is 280. So 280 whole square into sine square 30 divided by 2 into 9.8. So if you solve this one, you will get the answer here. Okay, by using that formula, you get the answer here. 17th one also the same formula you have to apply. You will get the answer easily. But if you want to find out the 18th question, the concept here is, what is the maximum velocity? What is the velocity at the highest point here now? Either it is the highest point or the lowest point. Your velocity. at the highest point if you want to find out. It is simple that only u cos theta component is acting at the highest point. U cos theta, that's it. This formula will give you the answer. Like we have solved 16 and 17 can be solved with the basic formula. This is the basic formula. Whereas if you want to solve the problem number 18, you just apply the formula, that is u cos theta. And here theta is given as, I think, okay, at angle with the vertical. He's telling that it is making an angle 60 degrees with the vertical. Okay. So if it is making 60 degrees with the vertical, you have to find out that with the horizontal it is going to make 30 degrees. So you have to write here u cos 30. Okay. So you have to write u cos 30. Okay. So here if you write u cos 30, you'll get the answer easily. Whereas u is nothing but 10. Cos 30 is going to be root 3 by 2. So 2 5s. Therefore your answer is going to be 5 root 3. 5 root 3 is going to be your answer. Hope you have understood this one. Have a nice day. Thank you. My dear students, this is a little bit tough questions for Neet. This is a tough question for Neet. I think nearly 95% students might have not attempted this question by seeing the complexity of the question. But I'll tell you, this question can be solved in a very, very simple and a very strategic way. You have seen here in the diagram that there are two towers which are 200 meters height. And the distance between the two towers is 100 meters. From the two top of the towers, two bullets have been shot. And because of due to gravity, the bullets have met little bit bottom. As there is a gravity, even though the bullets have been shot at certain height of two towers whose heights are exactly 200 meters, they met towards each other a little bit below than the point of projection, than the point of shooting. I would like to find out now when they have met, means time he is asking, and where they have met means the distance he is asking. So when they have met, for that, as both the bullets are arriving towards each other, they will arrive quickly because their velocities have been added up. We have to find out the relative velocity here. You all know that time is equal to distance by relative velocity here. What is the meaning of relative velocity? As the bullets are approaching towards each other, they will meet very fastly. That means we have to add their velocities so that time will reduce. Therefore, the distance between the two bullets, you all know that it is nothing but the distance between the tower here. Okay, distance between the two towers is taken as 100. And when both are approaching, we have to add their velocities. That is 25 plus 25. And your time is going to be 100 by 50, which is nothing but 2 seconds. So one part of the question has been solved, that the two bullets are going to meet after 2 seconds. Then from how much height from the bottom they have met? For that you have to use the concept of horizontal projection. So whenever any body is projected horizontally, it comes down. So here also if you observe, the body has come down a little bit because they have met each other and gravity is there. What is that height from which they have been projected and they met each other? For that, you know, h is equal to half gt square. This is the formula, because initial velocity along the y-axis is going to be 0. Uy is 0 at the topmost point of projection. Here uy won't be there, only ux will be there, that's it. Okay, so therefore he's asking us to find out at how much height from the top they have come down. For that I have written the formula half gt square, half into 10 into 2 square. So 2 gets cancelled. 20 meters we got. So from the point of projection, the bullets have met 20 meters below. That means from the bottom how much is the height? For that you have to subtract 200 meters of the 200 minus 20. Why 200 minus 20? Because the complete height of the tower is 200 and the bullet has come down 20 meters below. So from the bottom, if you want to find out the height at which the bullets have met, you have to subtract 20 from 200 and your final answer is going to be 180 meters. So we got the two answers here. One is after 2 seconds they are meeting. Other is after 180 meters from the bottom of the ground they have met. So this is going to be your correct answer. My dear students, how to solve this problem in a super simple way. So you are able to see the solution given in the books here. Okay, and that solution is a little bit very confusing. Students are complaining that they are not understanding the solution in the books. So I'll give you a super simple method to understand that concept here. What is that? So you all know that if any body is going in a circular path, what is the speed? Speed is given as 2 pi r, circumference, which is taken as distance, and time period is taken as time here. So velocity is distance by time. Instead of that, I am taking 2 pi r by t. That's it. That's a small difference I am doing. And you all know that in the problem it is given that height traveled by a body in a circular path is equal to 4 times of the radius. That's the thing he has given, I think. Yeah. And you know, height is taken as u square sine square theta by 2g, which I am going to consider as 4r. But you have to take this, what is said to be here, whatever the value he has given, instead of v, you have to substitute this value here in this equation. Let us see what you are going to get here. So now I am taking v square as 4 pi square r square by t square into sine square theta by 2g, which is equal to 4r. That's it. Your work is done. Just simplify these two and get the answer in a free fraction of seconds. It's a very simple method. I'm going to explain you very strategic way. So 4 gets cancelled. R square gets cancelled. I think nothing is else going to get cancelled here now. You take this sine square theta to one side. The remaining things, that is 2g pi square. 2g. Okay. So I think you have to send the remaining things to that side. So we can take this as here 2g t square divided by pi square r. That's it. What you are going to do is you just transfer this square to other side. It becomes power of 1 by 2. That's it. So you just remove this 2. Okay. You just remove this 2 and write on the other side like this. That is power of 1 by 2. That's it. Okay. So once you get this power of 1 by 2, your answer is ready. I think 2g t square pi square r, the first option is going to be the correct answer. Hope you have understood this super simple answer. Thank you very much. Dear students, I'll teach you now this problem to solve from basics and do it in a super simple way. The best method in this world, the easiest method in this world, especially for medical students who are a little bit average in their calculations. Let me discuss about this problem in a super simple way. So if you observe the first problem, first of all we should know the basics here. You all know acceleration is nothing but what is acceleration actually? Acceleration is nothing but change in velocity by time. This is analogous to circular motion. In circular motion, angular velocity, angular acceleration is nothing but final angular velocity by initial angular velocity by time. This is same as the linear acceleration. Now, you should know one thing here. What is that? You should know that omega is nothing but 2 pi n. 2 pi n. What is n here? Frequency. So, you can write here alpha is equal to 2 pi, common out 2 pi here. You know n2 minus n1 because omega is 2 pi n1, omega 2 is 2 pi n2. That's it. If you supply the formula here, divided by t. So this is a super simple formula which I am going to apply here. The simplest formula here is this one. We can say this is the super simple formula which I have explained here. So directly you could substitute the values in this formula and get the answer in a super simple way. So what I mean to say here is, first of all, see what he has given. So he has given that there are 1200 rotations in 1 minute and 3120 rotations per minute in 16 seconds. So you have to find out n1 and n2 separately. n1 means number of rotations per second, but he has given per minute. So you can calculate n1 is equal to, what is said to be this one? Number of rotations. That is rotations per minute. That is 3120 rotations per minute can be converted into rotations per second. 3120 by 60. Therefore, we are getting this one as how much? It is going to be nearly 15 rotations per second. Similarly, n2, if you see here, he has given 1200. So 1200 by 60 gives you 20 rotations per second. So now we got two things here. What is that? 52 rotations per second, 20 rotations per second. Your work is done. Super simple way is, you can just write alpha is equal to 2 pi n2 minus n1, that is 52 minus 20 divided by, how much he has given? 16 seconds. If you calculate this one, finally you are getting an answer like this. The answer is going to be, after simplification, you will be getting 4 pi. So this is going to be your final answer. Hope you have enjoyed the simple method to solve this problem. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. So similarly, you can do this problem also, which is here. Okay. Now do this problem and comment me what is the correct answer. The same process you have to apply. Okay. So you have learned two problems in just 3-4 minutes. My dear students, first I'll tell you one shortcut method. After that, I'll tell you the lengthy method also. So whenever a man is swimming with 30 degrees to the vertical, like what is shown in the diagram here. So he's swimming with 30 degrees with the vertical, then always you remember one thing, that the velocity of the river will be always half of the velocity of the man. That means this problem can be solved without solving in your mind, without pen and paper. Like for example, it is given in the problem that velocity of the man is 0.5. That means velocity of the river is going to be 0.5 by 2. The answer is 0.25 exactly. Without solving also, in mind you can tell the answer. But if you want to understand the lengthy method, that also I'm ready to explain here. Then what is going to be your lengthy method? So it is said that the river is flowing in this direction and a man is making 120 degrees with the river flow. That means, for example, if this is the direction of the river flow and man with the vertical, he is moving with 120 degrees, the complete angle is 120 degrees. That means you should remember that the remaining angle is going to be 30 degrees here. Because this is going to be 90, then remaining is 30, so 90 plus 30 is going to be 120. That means exactly with the vertical, a man is going with 30 degrees, then what is going to be the velocity of the river, which is this one. So how are you going to find out the velocity of the river? It is said that the velocity of the man is going to be 0.5. Okay, so then you do one thing exactly, that you can just apply sine 30 here. So sine 30 is nothing but opposite side by hypotenuse, that is velocity of the man. So therefore velocity of the river is nothing but velocity of man into sine 30. Your answer is going to be 0.5 into 1 by 2. You are exactly getting 0.25 meter per second. So this is an actual process. If you want a shortcut, which is also ready, which I explained in the first case. Thank you very much. Have a nice. Okay, my dear students. Today I would like to solve this problem in a super simple way. There are two stones which are revolving tied to a stone. The two stones are revolving. There is a centrifugal force acting on the stones, which is given by the formula here. The formula is F is equal to mv square by r. In the problem, it is said that force is constant. I'm going to remove this force now. I'm going to find out the relation between r and mv square. With this, it is understood that r is directly proportional to mv square. According to the problem, according to the data given in the problem, it is understood that the first body is having mass 2m here. It is given the mass is 2m. The second body is having a mass m here. The first body is having radius r1 is equal to r by 2. Second body is having radius r. First body is having mass 2m, which is a larger one. Second body is having mass m. First body is having velocity v. Second body is having velocity n into v, according to the problem given here. So now I can use this relation and write the formula. That is r2 by r1 is equal to m2 by m1 into v2 by v1 whole square. That's it. You can write now r1 as r, r2 as r by 2 and r1 as r. Okay. r1 as r by 2. Similarly, I can write m2 as m and m1 as 2m. I can write v2 as n into v and v1 as v here. So therefore I can write this as whole square. So rr gets cancelled, mm gets cancelled, vv gets cancelled. What is left now? 2 is equal to 1 by 2 into n square. Therefore n square is equal to 4. This implies that n is equal to 2. So this is going to be your simple formula to solve the problem. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. My dear students, let us solve the problem of man and rain in a super simple way without any vector consideration, in a simple method possible. Okay, you can just see here now. A man is running. You can see a man is running in a straight road with uniform velocity u is equal to 2 meter per second. For this, if you take a coordinate system, you will understand this in a very super simple way. Now, a man is running with a velocity that is in this direction with a velocity of man is equal to 2 meters per second. Okay, when a man is going in a with certain velocity, rain is falling vertically downwards. So that means this is velocity of rain with respect to man. Okay, so this is going to be the velocity of rain with respect to man. Then in which direction might be the original rain moving? It is this direction. Okay, so this is the actual direction of a rain here. Okay, so next, why I am taking this is going to be the direction of a rain? The reason for that is, when you are standing at the bus stop, rain is falling vertically downwards. But when you are moving, rain falls a little bit slant. That means that is velocity of rain with respect to man. But here in this case, when a man is going with certain speed, rain is falling vertically downwards. Means when he will be at rest, rain falls a little bit before him like this, before him in this direction. Okay, so man is going like this and rain is falling before him. When he is at rest, it is falling before him. When he is in motion, it falls vertically downwards. That is not an actual rain. It's a velocity of rain with respect to man. And in this problem, he is telling that if it doubles its speed, rain comes a little bit slant with 30 degrees to the vertical. So this is the actual velocity of a rain. And rain makes 30 degrees. This is called as velocity of rain with respect to man. And what is the speed of a man? It is in this direction. It is double. So previously it was 2. Now it is 4 meter per second. What does it mean actually? It means that this is going to be 2 and this is going to be 2 because it is 4. If this is 30, this is also 30 degrees. Why? Because opposite sides are same, 2 and 2. And whereas previously this is 2. In a parallelogram law, if this is 2, this is going to be 2 and these two are 2, 2. Now you have to find out the velocity of rain. And you know this is going to be 2 here. So you can just apply directly. What is that? You can apply directly sine 30. Okay. So that is sine 30 is equal to this 2 opposite side by velocity of rain. And you know that sine 30 is nothing but 1 by 2. So if you cross multiply, actual velocity of a rain is going to become 4 meter per second. Okay. So that is happening here. Hope you have understood. So if man's speed doubles, rain's speed is also going to double here. It becomes 4 meters per second when man's speed is going to double. So it is the double to the speed of a man previously when he was moving. Okay. Hope you have understood.